Before you pay a single dollar for Seeking Alpha, you need to see this. I tested every plan to find which one delivers the most value for serious investors. The answer isn't the cheapest plan, it's the one that gives you the actionable ideas and quant tools that can actually boost your returns without overpaying for features you don't need. Let's reveal the tier that delivers and exactly how to get it for the best possible price. Now, let's get straight to the point. Decoding the real Seeking Alpha cost isn't just about the subscription price itself, it's about whether you're the type of investor who will actually use what it offers. More importantly, it's about finding the plan that's the best fit for your investment strategy. Seeking Alpha is built for the self-directed investor who's moved past the basics. If you're the type who reads earnings reports, wants to see both bullish and bearish arguments on a stock, and who values the opinions of thousands of other active investors alongside official analysis, this is your arena. It's for someone who doesn't just want a buy or sell signal, but wants to understand the why behind it. But don't just take my word for it. When you look at Seeking Alpha reviews, the story about Seeking Alpha's cost and value becomes even clearer. Take this user, for example. He mentioned he was relatively new to Seeking Alpha, but had tried at least 3 other services over the years. He said that Seeking Alpha was the first one he and his wife found that was truly useful for their self-directed investing. He praised the up-to-date news, feedback, and fresh data, concluding that he was very pleased at what he felt was a reasonable Seeking Alpha price. Now, how does it stack up to a big name like Zacks, for example? Zacks is a giant, known for its powerful quantitative models and earnings estimate revisions. It's fantastic for a very data-driven, numbers-first approach, right? But Seeking Alpha takes a different path than that. While it has its own quantitative system, which we'll get to, its core strength is the human element. It's the clash of ideas, the real-time reaction to news, and the ability to read detailed articles from both professional analysts and seasoned individual investors. So, if you want pure, unemotional quantitative signals, other services might be the primary tool to use. But if you want to validate your research, challenge your assumptions, and get a feel for market sentiment, that's where the Seeking Alpha premium cost starts to make sense. You're paying for perspective, not just data. Alright, now that we know who Seeking Alpha is for, let's crack open the platform and see what you're actually getting for your money. I tested every major corner possible, and the difference between just reading the news and having a premium or pro subscription is massive. Let's start with the heart of it, the research and analysis. On the free basic plan, you get news and 1 premium article. It's a taste. But the moment you step up to a premium Seeking Alpha subscription, the gates open. The biggest feature, and the one I use most, is the unlimited access to all of those articles and analyses. We're talking deep dives on earnings, sector breakdowns, and opinion pieces from both Wall Street pros and successful independent investors. This is the crowdsourced edge. For any stock, you can often find a bullish and bearish article published the same week. This forced me to look at both sides of a trade, which is invaluable. But here's where it gets smart. You might wonder, how do I know if these analysts are actually any good? So yeah, this was my biggest question. Seeking Alpha tackles this head-on. Every author has a public rating history on their profile. You can see a chart of their past calls and the stock's performance since. Whenever they write, they have to declare a rating. Strong buy, hold, sell, or strong sell. This transparency is a huge trust builder. It means you can quickly see if the person telling you to buy Apple has a history of good calls on tech stocks, or if they don't know what they're talking about. This leads perfectly into their quant ratings system as well. This is Seeking Alpha's own objective data-driven rating for stocks. This is the unemotional part, based on factors like value, growth, profitability, momentum, and earnings estimate revisions. They grade every stock against others in its sector. A strong buy from the quant system has a published track record of outperforming the S&P 500, so that's what you're aiming for. This became a fantastic starting point for me. I would use the quant strong buy as the watchlist filter, then dive into the human-written articles to understand the story behind the numbers. One user review I saw actually perfectly summed up this combo. The user said that Seeking Alpha Premium was very helpful, allowing him to quickly look at a stock and determine its value, its growth, risk, and momentum. He specifically called out the Great Quant score for providing a quick assessment, and finished by saying that the overall Seeking Alpha price was less than he expected for what he got. That's the experience, a blend of fast data and deep research and people's opinions. Alright, now let's look into tools like the screeners. The free screener is pretty basic, but it is useful. The paid plans, however, unlock some powerful stock and ETF screeners where you can filter those by quant factors, dividend grades, and a whole lot more. Linking your portfolio is also a game changer for tracking and something I recommend you do. You can securely connect your brokerage account through partners like Plaid, and then once linked, Seeking Alpha gives your portfolio a health check showing which holdings are already rated strong buy, or sell, or strong sell, or hold by their own systems. It's this constant automatic audit of your investment. You can even set notes and alerts on individual holdings. For the very active investors, the Pro plan adds some more heavy-duty features. The Top Analysts section shows you which 15 analysts on the platform have the best historical returns. You can follow their new ideas. There's also exclusive coverage on stocks with no Wall Street analysis and a dedicated section for short ideas. It's a really professional grade toolkit. Then there's Alpha Picks. This is a separate stock picking service from Seeking Alpha's quantitative team. They send 2 new picks per month with a buy and hold mindset. Their published backtest shows a track record of beating the market overall. One stunning user review I read talked about moving a portion of his portfolio to just follow Alpha Picks and other SA research last year. He reported that the portfolio was up 46% year to date, beating the S&P. He was so convinced that he was upgrading to the Pro service. That is a powerful testament. I also wanted to see the raw, unfiltered opinions, so I looked on Reddit for more. In a thread asking, is Seeking Alpha worth it or just another scam, the sentiment from paid users was pretty clear. One user said that he'd used it for a couple of years and found some great value. He explained his process. He does his own analysis first, then goes to Seeking Alpha to read both bullish and bearish articles to find gaps in his own thinking. Another user was even more direct, stating simply that it's easily worth the money. He further highlighted that the quant system alone has made him literally 7 figures. Wow. So yeah, that's the real Seeking Alpha premium cost conversation there. It's not about a monthly fee, it's about whether these tools and insights can help you make better decisions that impact your bottom line. But of course, after all of that, no platform is perfect, right? So if you want to make the smartest decision on the Seeking Alpha price, you need to know the potential downsides. The most common complaint I've seen relates to platform performance. Some users find the website and apps can actually sometimes feel a bit slow or clunky at times, especially when new features roll out. I found this review from a user who said that the data and information are first-rate, but the performance of the website and apps is slow and clunky for him, with features poorly implemented. In my own testing, I found the web platform to be generally pretty reliable, though it can feel busy and dense with information, and if your Wi-Fi isn't great, it can be a bit slow. The mobile app is also good for checking news and your portfolio, but for deep research, I always prefer the desktop site. This is something to be aware of, and you might want to check your Wi-Fi settings and your speed, but in the context of the value provided, this is a minor quirk, not a fundamental flaw. The core product, the research, and the analysis remains excellent. And when it comes to the actual cost of it, Seeking Alpha's pricing is different here and there, and it's actually pretty competitive, especially for serious investors. The free version gives you basic access and article limits, which is great for getting a feel for the platform, and then when you're ready to go premium, their subscription rates provide some really good value for the depth of research. Compared to many other professional research platforms, you can access more diverse insights, which really adds up quickly for active investors. For the most current Seeking Alpha subscription price and any active promo they're offering, make sure to check the link in the description of this video. We try to keep it updated so that you can get the best possible deal. So, after this deep dive into the Seeking Alpha cost, here's my straight take. If you're a passive investor, the free plan already has some use. But if you're even more serious about managing your own money, if you crave deep analysis and want to see all sides of an investment debate, then the Seeking Alpha subscription cost for Premium or Pro is absolutely worth it. To get started and to see any current offers on the plan that fits your investing style, make sure to check that link in the description below.